Well, hello, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Dating and Bright, the podcast. We are not affiliated or endorsed by Brightline Eating, and all content presented in this podcast represents our personal opinions and does not represent medical, nutritional, or psychological professional advice. Now what?
What?
You can say nothing because we're on camera. Ha!
Oh, I could say something.
Double dog dare you. Go for it. Do it. Say it.
What are we talking about?
Ah! New camera. Mad that we weren't using it before, guys. We had this in our repertoire, but we weren't using it because I'm throwing that other camera away. Okay, not really. I don't really feel that way. What are we talking about? I know what we're talking about.
Do I know what we're talking about? Are we talking about?
Yes.
We are?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it?
We're going to talk about it.
All right, but it's not going to come out right away.
It'll come out after.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Will you marry me?
Yes. Wow. How long have you been planning that for?
Just came up
It
right
just
now.
came up right now. Whew, okay. Guys, that was not the proposal, just so you know.
No.
Okay. Now I'm all discombobulated. I'm not going to be able to talk.
We have to start.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm really ready.
Mm. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Dating and Bright the podcast. This is episode 17.
Random. Is it
No,
17?
this is 17
Okay,
because we are
17.
going to for sure. Oh, I'm sorry.
17.
Well, we are for sure going to put this one out on the day that we're going to put it out.
Yes.
Because so we're recording that, we're pre-recording this just so everybody knows. So what we're about ready to talk about hasn't happened yet, but is going to happen. And so we wanted to make sure if you follow us on social media or you're part of the Brightline community, you'll have heard about it by now. But on December 15th, which when we release this, it will have been yesterday, we will have gotten married. So we're no longer Dating and Bright the podcast. We're married and bright. Yay. I love you. Hasn't happened yet, guys. In the current world that we're living. So we're
2
living
weeks from
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's 2 weeks from tomorrow, from when we're recording this. But yeah, it is coming up quickly. So
More quickly than we had anticipated.
yes. So why don't you talk?
Which is
Why don't you
why
want to
we're
talk about
talking about
that, Patty?
Oh.
Okay. Well, let's talk about originally. So
Okay.
we had planned.
Well, we were planning.
Yes.
I mean, we were planning to get married on June 22nd. We had talked about other dates and other times, but June 22nd, we narrowed in on 2025. And we really had that.
That was the plan.
That was the plan.
It was the plan. We
And-
had the place where we were going to get married at, all those things. We were like, okay, this is going to happen June 22nd, 2025. That gave us what we felt like was a good amount of time and just an acclimating period of being together and all that.
About a year from when I moved here.
Yeah.
And good time for the Pacific
Yeah,
Northwest
yeah.
for people to come visit and not get rained on for
Yeah,
3 days.
And to have beautiful weather,
Yes, outside wedding on the island and just have it was really going to be
Yeah.
perfect.
And I've already been dress shopping a couple times. I went with a couple of friends of mine, my mastermind group actually, and then I also went with my mom and my nieces once. And yeah, there's a dress I have my eye on, guys, just so everybody knows. And we'll talk more about that later. Because I have not bought a quote unquote wedding dress.
Not the dress.
Not-
Not the dress yet.
Yes.
Because we're still planning on doing something on June 22nd. And I
Right.
don't know that that's going to be our celebratory date, but we push things up and we really ratcheted up the time because we're a little bit worried
Yeah.
about the political climate and
Yeah.
about our rights and about being able to marry, starting next year. And so we decided, I think it was pretty much unanimous that we were going to.
Well, I hope it was unanimous.
we didn't have any qualms. We were like, no, we have to do this before the
Yeah.
first.
Well, the discussion, okay, so, my perspective is I don't I'm not going to sit here and I mean, we don't want to make this uber political, but like, it was very unexpected for me, I think, that the election went the way it did. And not that I mean, elections can go any way they want. You know what I mean? Like, and I believe in democracy. I believe that the majority of, the voting American public has spoken, and, who's going to be our next president is going to be our next president. And this is the way democracy works. So I will say that I was probably a little surprised because I didn't think that that's the way the election was going to go. And
We didn't think that that's the way the majority of people thought in
right,
our country, in our world,
right,
in our in our society. We thought that people were more accepting
right.
and
So we had some grieving, some time of grieving, and that was really just a couple days. It wasn't very long, where we're just like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen? And, there's just a lot of information coming out that there is a potential that laws might change next year. And it doesn't really matter like how I feel about that. How you feel about that. Like the reality is that it could happen. And like taking all like everything out of it other than the fact that like there is a possibility, because it has been spoken on by the person who is going to become our president again, that the rights of same-sex couples could change during his pregnancy. Wow, presidency. That was strange. And so again, trying to not be uber political here, but just, an eye for us on the fact that things may change for us, and that we feel like the safest bet at this point, because we were already planning to get married next year, is to go ahead and get it done legally, because marriage is a legal process, to get it done legally in, this year before the end of the year, on the off chance that things change next year.
and to protect our family and to protect our rights as a married couple.
Right.
And part of that is that we realize that while they might not be able to take away our marriage, they can take away the rights that are associated with it. So we are still going to take legal means to ensure our rights as partners, as parents, as individuals who want to be responsible for each other
Right.
and who are the main, I don't caretaker, the main.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that what a lot of people don't realize, I think, that are in heterosexual relationships, is probably that there are a ton of rights that are afforded to you by marriage just by being married. And because of legislation that was passed, and it's not even been that long ago, guys, like 2016 is what we're talking about, that basically took away the state's ability to block same-sex marriage and not have same-sex marriages have the same rights as heterosexual marriages, that we have been afforded the same rights as same-sex couples in the recent history. So what can happen is if the laws change, if there is overturn, court cases are overturned by the Supreme Court, is that those rights could then return to the state, which is what happened with Roe v. Wade. Against, we're getting very deep political here. Sorry about that, but that's what happened with Roe v. Wade when it was overturned, that the rights returned to the states. And so the states then decide as to what the right is of the people that are involved in that legislation. And so there's a court case that could come before the Supreme Court that could be challenged, that would then make it revert back to the state's decision as far as rights of same-sex couples, which
We're not worried in
we're not. We live in Washington
State.
State. And
Right.
so Washington
But when you
State
do
will,
travel.
yeah, will maintain, yes, Washington State will maintain the rights of same-sex couples. It's not, that's, gay marriage is going to stay a thing here. Like, it's not going to change, but there are still legal rights that, like Patty was saying, like if we travel, like that we could potentially not have like access to each other if we were in the hospital, or, financial things like being able to file a federal tax return together. There's a number of rights that are afforded to you automatically when you were married that you don't otherwise have. Oh,
Oh.
you keep talking. I'll be
Okay,
right back. I
okay.
have to take the turkey out of the oven.
Yes, and that's the alarm. We have a probe in there that tells us exactly when we need to take it out, and we do not want to delay. But yeah, and there are a lot of rights that are just afforded to you, and that a lot of people don't think about, that are automatic. And we are going to have to set up legal documents to make sure we have all those things, and it's a very involved process, and we don't want to have those, not done correctly or done incorrectly. So we're going to have to pay a lawyer to do these things that happen just automatically for heterosexual couples. And we want to make sure we have all our bases covered. So one of the things that is also can happen is that if one of us dies, that we want to be able to bury our partner the way we want to, and to carry out their wishes. And if we don't have that set up,
Yes.
then it
Turkey's
could
out of
be,
the oven, guys.
yeah, turkey's ready. Then it could be taken away by whoever our next of kin is, or whoever they decide is our,
Yeah.
you know.
So these are all the reasons why we decided to hurry up and get married. And I'm pregnant. I'm just kidding. I'm not pregnant.
It's not a shotgun wedding. There's no guns.
There's no guns.
No guns.
There's no pregnancy, guys. I promise. No, I'm just kidding. That joking. We're jokingly saying like we're having a shotgun wedding,
Yeah.
but we're not. So let's talk about the fun stuff.
Fun stuff is we're gonna have family and friends,
Yes.
and it's gonna be smaller right
Yeah.
now, and we're still having the ceremony and a reception in June
Yes.
because we want the dress, we want the wedding, we want more people around us
I want the dress.
celebrating.
Let's back up. I want the dress.
She does want the dress.
I do. I want the dress because I have lost a bunch of weight and I have this amazing body and I want to wear a beautiful dress and feel beautiful on the day. And I do. So let's talk about the fun stuff. I do have a dress that I will be wearing for our wedding. And like I said, since we were recording this pre-wedding, all of this, you'll probably have seen pictures if you follow us on social media, of the dress and of Patty's suit. Patty has a beautiful suit as well. So
I know.
yeah, we're gonna look really good, guys. But
She wants the dress,
this is
and I'm
like a
like, can I wear my
cocktail
suit again?
yeah,
Can I wear
so
the suit again?
my dress is like a cocktail dress. So it's a short dress, which is beautiful, and I'm very excited about it.
It is
But it's
beautiful.
not, the dream wedding dress that I've always dreamed of. And so yes, that I still want that. Yeah, I still want that. I still want the fantasy. I want the, walk down the aisle, you know, recite the vows, like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we are gonna a lot of my people live here. So for me, it wasn't really that big of a deal to get everybody together and just say this is the day, come.
At short notice, it was
On
about a month.
yeah,
We decided a couple weeks ago that
yeah.
it was gonna happen, so.
Yeah, but for
So your
you,
parents are gonna be there, your
Yeah.
best friends are gonna be there,
Yeah,
your niece
my
is probably
niece,
gonna be there.
the boys, of
Of
course.
course, the
Yeah.
boys. And I was like, well, who's gonna
Yeah.
be there for me? Because it's just me up here.
Yeah.
And so we,
Even though my mom and my best friend both said that they would be there for Patty.
yeah, I said that to Megan. So I'm like, who's will be there? Yeah, I'll be there for you. And just
Yeah.
my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So your best friend is coming.
My best friend is coming. I did ask my best friends, both of them, and one is going to come. And I mean, it's really short notice, and it's
Yeah.
10 days before Christmas, and
Yeah.
it's rainy and cold, and it's gonna we're gonna be the main attraction. There's really gonna
Yeah.
be nothing else to see here except wet leaves and fir needles.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I think that the reality is that Ronnie is coming for you. Like that is why she's coming,
Mhm.
because she wants to be able to stand next to you when you get married. And that's important to her, which I think is amazing that you have friends that will do that for you. So
Absolutely.
yeah. And my friends are just, going overboard. Love you, Bonnie and Robin.
Love you lot.
I'm like think small.
Because we're gonna do it big. We're gonna
Yeah,
do
we're
it
gonna
big.
yeah,
I
we're
mean,
gonna have
we're gonna have
not a
relatively big.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna just be more of a production than what we're talking about. And again, because we're talking about, even though this will have happened when this episode airs, we don't know exactly what's going to happen that day, but we're just actually Bonnie's husband Clay is going to marry us. He is ordained. No, and Bonnie does not want him to say what he wants to say, so we have to figure out some vows for him to say for us.
We do. We're
Because-
gonna write our own vows for June, but this
Yeah.
one we're just gonna do standard.
Yeah, something standard, something
Yeah.
simple. And again, like this isn't going to be, it's not going to be a huge, pomp and circumstance.
No, I
And then
mean,
we'll
it's
go.
I mean, but, and it basically because I said I don't want to get married in the courthouse.
That
I
is
don't
true.
want to.
That is true because I was expecting us to do we actually talked about that. I was expecting us to do a courthouse wedding and we decided she did, well, yeah, Patty said she didn't want to do that. So we're gonna do it at my friend's house instead.
Yeah, it's like a wedding rehearsal kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but we have
That's a good way.
paperwork.
But we'll have paperwork.
Yeah,
It'll be legit.
and it won't be the night before.
No,
It'll be, 6 months before.
6 months before. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll be married.
And we'll talk about and Bright. We're going to have a fruit arrangement.
Oh yeah. So it's funny. They're like, well, what kind of food do you guys want to have? And we're like, whatever, like bright food. So that's what's gonna happen. And then we're doing it around lunchtime. So
We
I can have a fruit because I don't have a fruit at dinner like Patty does. So yeah, somebody's gonna make a fruit arrangement. And just like, I mean, yeah. I think the biggest stressor right now is the rings.
Oh my gosh.
Which is funny because it's 2 weeks before, even though this will be airing the day after the wedding. So we'll figure out how this all works out. But
Mhm.
yeah, I got a phone call yesterday that our ring, one of the two rings in their matching was not going to be ready in time. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? So we're working on alternatives. So
Yeah.
we'll
I said maybe 4 weddings and a funeral, but
I don't remember. I've seen the movie, I just don't remember it.
I've
So if
seen
you've
it.
seen Four Weddings and a Funeral, you probably know. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna go ask people for their rings.
No,
We'll figure something out.
we will.
But we have everything else at this point, I think, that we need. We already got our marriage license, so.
We're waiting on your earrings. Hopefully your
Oh, that's right. I have a pair of earrings
delivered.
that's coming too. So
Mhm.
yes, those will hopefully be here in time too. But everything else we have. So what else I mean, it's funny to talk about this now
I
because
know, because it's 2 weeks away.
it's 2 weeks away. We haven't actually done it yet, but by the time you guys are hearing this, we will have done it. Surprise.
I don't think it's really a surprise to anyone. I don't know. I feel like our love bubble is strong and
Sure. But I don't think I mean, we have talked about it inside of our circles. Like, I mean, obviously the people we know and trust, like they know. I mean, we've told people that this is coming. It's not like it's a huge secret or anything. But I just think the community at large, like we haven't announced it that we're doing it. I thought it would be more fun just to like post a picture and say, hey guys, we got married.
Did you say hey gay?
I just hey guys. I meant to say hey guys.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, Freudian. Hey guys, we got married. So very excited. It doesn't, I mean, it obviously changes everything, for us as far as like our legal status as a married couple, but as far as like day-to-day life. And that's the thing is we talked to the boys about it. And, one of the first things I said was to my oldest, especially as I was like, it doesn't really change much for you. Like day-to-day life is going to look the same. And I just think that's really important because a lot has changed in his life recently. And I just wanted to make sure he knew that like there wasn't just some big upheaval coming again. Like this is just, it's a party, it's a celebration, and that life will go on.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I am now Megan Ricosi McDonald.
Mm.
I'm hyphenating.
As this is put out, she will be. Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MRM.
MRM.
Mhm.
Megan RM.
So she's taking my name.
I am. But I'm keeping, because my children's last name is McDonald. So I'm keeping that last name too, because I think it's really important. I want to be connected to Patty, and I also obviously want to be connected to my children, which is why I did not change my name after my divorce, because I wanted to stay connected to my kids because it's the last name that they have. So,
And that's important.
but
to
Patty's
both
not
of us.
hyphenating.
No, I'm not hyphenating. I'm going to keep my name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I'm
just me that's changing.
Yeah. Honored that you're going to take my name.
Yeah. We need to be connected. I think that's important. I think that's, even if it's not taking one name or the other name, I think it's for couples. Like I know couples that have just changed their last name
Both of them,
altogether.
yeah.
They've just chosen a whole new
random third
name that they both take. And I think there's just something about that tradition that just on paper shows that you're together, which I think is really, is why we're doing this, because on paper we need to be, shown as together. And I heard you saying when I was in the kitchen about, the legality of all the steps we're going to have to take just to ensure that our rights are still intact. It's a legal process, and it's going to be expensive, and it's one of those things that we feel like is necessary though, just to protect ourselves,
Our family.
our family. Yeah.
And
So.
our rights. And
Exactly.
It's sad that we have to take those extra steps and pay the extra money
Yeah.
to get the things that are afforded to every other, well, 90% of the citizens on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're celebrating though.
It is.
Yeah,
celebration.
we're turning this into a happy moment. Again, you know, we haven't talked about politics at all on here. So, we felt like it was important to just speak on the reasoning behind why we have chosen to do this. We were invited on another podcast that we were able to, like, right after the election, that we were able to talk a lot about what our feelings were and how we felt after the election. It was a really powerful moment, I think, for both of us. And
I think everyone at that.
yeah,
that table.
everyone that was there. But this isn't a political,
right.
This
No,
is not a
this is not the
political
forum for that,
platform.
no.
Yeah. So, and not
But
that
we didn't just want to say we're getting married in 2 weeks. Like we just
right. And it's like,
you-
not that, and again, like, not that we feel like we have to be politically neutral. I just, because I don't feel like I have to be politically neutral. I feel like I can express the reason why we're getting married, which I think, like you said, it's not like I just like, oh, we're getting married in 2 weeks. And people, the question marks, like, why did we choose to do that? Like this, we wanted to tell people the reason because we feel like it's important.
And I think everyone has been really open and accepting. And oh, of course, when we.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say anything. I mean, I guess there's been a few people that are like, oh, I really hope this is an overreaction. And I'm like, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I hope
us,
that.
absolutely us
Yeah.
too.
I would love to look back on this and just laugh and be like, oh gosh, we were just totally overreacting. We didn't need to go, we didn't need to do that.
Would not be nice.
Yeah, but on the off chance that we do, I think it's best to just be proactive.
Better safe than sorry.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So we were married yesterday.
We were married yesterday. Mrs. and Mrs. My wife.
My wife. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh,
13 days. My favorite number.
no.
Wait, 15 days.
I was like,
math.
wow.
I have a math
She's
degree.
a mathematician, guys. Woo.
Okay, 2 more days would be my favorite number.
Anything else we want to say about this? We'll come back, and we talked about this. We will come back, maybe even on next week's episode if we have time to record after the wedding and actually talk about like everything that happened on the day, because I think that that'll be a fun experience to like talk that through too. We just wanted to get this one recorded so that it can go out because we do not have any time to record between now and then. We have a lot of stuff going on this month, so
Christmas is coming.
yeah,
and
Christmas, Aiden's
and-
birthday and getting married and all the things. We have something every weekend this month, every single weekend this month. So so we took the time to record this weekend and wanted to let you guys know and hope that you can celebrate with us and just be with us in our joy and happiness. So
Absolutely.
okay, I think that's it for today.
I think it is.
Okay, guys, well, welcome to the new podcast, Married and Bright.
Married and bright.
Love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
My wife.
I
I will say it every day.
will you?
Yes.
At least 100 times a day.
At least the people at Costco and then the gas
Costco will be like,
station. I'll be
"We
going
get it.
into the gas
We get it,
station.
you're married, lady. We get it." And that's the show. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to contact us, you can email us at pattyandmegan@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our socials. Have a beautiful, bright day.